Personal debt in the U.S. has reached an all-time high, nearly $18 trillion. I'm 7 News consumer anchor Diane Lee, and when we put out the word that we were doing a story on your rights when it comes to debt collection, we got an overwhelming response. Most have no idea that debt collectors who violate the law could end up owing you. Hard work isn't something Joshua McCraw shies away from, but when he lost his job a while back, he got behind on payments.
Ever since then, it's just hounding me every other day. Is like, hey, you owe this, you owe this.
It's tempting to let those calls go to voicemail, but experts say pick up and request they send you documentation showing the name of the creditor, what you owe, and your debt collection rights. A lot of people don't realize you can request the debt collector stop calling you. The key is to do that in writing. It doesn't erase the debt, but by law, with few exceptions, they must honor that request. That's just one of many consumer protections laid out in the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act. Debt collectors are not allowed to contact you before 8 a.m. or after 9 p.m., call you at work if you tell them not to, email, text, or private message you if asked to stop. They also can't threaten you, use profane language, call you more than 7 times in a 7-day period, or call within 7 days after talking with you by phone. Consumer attorney Andrew Hart says knowing your rights can help you stop the harassment and even force rogue collectors to pay you. Is it possible to turn the tables on creditors?
It absolutely is. The best thing you can do is keep your own records on these things. Note who calls, what time, from what telephone number, and what they're saying to you. The more information you have about what they're doing, the better chance you have of enforcing violations against them if they are committing those.
And if they did violate, what happens?
For each violation in federal court, you get up to $1,000 for each violation.
Those collectors would even have to pay your attorney fees, something they won't tell people like McCraw.
I could end up using that money that if they end up owing me, I can use it to go ahead and pay them off, so I ain't even gotta worry about them.
Now, since McCraw's debt is mostly tied up in credit cards, know this about that unsecured debt. The statute of limitations for a creditor to sue you is 3 years. If another creditor buys his old debt and convinces McCraw to pay just 1 dime, it reopens the door to getting sued for 3 more years.
They prey on the fact that a lot of people don't know, and that's why they abuse what they're doing in the worst ways possible.
Hart warns if you are sued, don't wait to respond.
If you get served and you don't file an answer within 30 days, then the court will automatically find against you.
Well, before it gets to that, you can find help at places like Greenville Federal Credit Union. Chief Operating Officer Brian Spinagle says they offer a free program aimed at getting clients out of debt, often by negotiating lower interest rates.
We can help save some money on your debt potentially and save on your payment and give you some education and give you a lot of tools to help you make better decisions moving forward.
McCraw is grateful for a new job and says knowing his rights will help him make right on his debt and stop the calls.
It's hard to come back on top, but there's still always light at the end of the tunnel.
Now, getting proof of the debt in writing can also help you make sure it's not a scam. Also, keep in mind, even if you no longer can be sued, not paying debt can wreck your credit score. So the best strategy is to negotiate a lower interest rate so you can pay it off faster.